Thank you so much, Josh. Well, he was an Austrian monk who came up with the basic principles of heredity and is considered the father of genetics and is honored for his work as part of Sciport's Celebrate a Scientist series. We're talking about Gregor Mendel, and joining me to talk more about him and this fun exercise we're going to do is Claire Floyd. Thanks so much for being here. Poor thing, Steve made her wear glasses because of the hard work that he put her through. We'll explain that later. But talk about Gregor Mendel and his work.
Well, lots of folks remember he's one of probably the first figures you learned about in biology class, and he figured out how genes are transferred from one generation to the next.
Yeah.
And so each month we celebrate a scientist, and this month it's Gregor Mendel's turn, and we've got some really fun genetics activities planned.
And one of them you're going to do with the kids this weekend, and explain how you're going to explain genetics to them with these dragons.
Yeah, we've got some fun colored dragons. I brought 2 of them, but they have different traits. They've got wing color, body color, head color, and some of them breathe fire and different things. So we have little paper bags where we'll mix up their genes.
Oh, and there's stuff in there.
And the participants will
cool.
put the genes out on the table and learn how chance plays a role in inheritance. And at the end, you get to build your baby dragon.
Oh, how fun is that? And one way, of course, we are able to figure it out is through the Punnett square, right?
The Punnett square.
And explain that.
Yeah, so people probably remember from biology class the Punnett square, where you've got one trait from your dad on the top and one trait from your mom on the bottom, and you figure out your chances of inheriting a certain trait.
And this is where Steve comes in, because with me it was pretty simple. My mother and my father had brown eyes, so did my grandparents. So when you did mine, it came up.
Yeah, so yours is simple like mine. You have brown eyes, and you'll probably have children with brown eyes.
Yeah. But Steve, now explain him.
So I was under the impression that Steve had brown eyes with a hazel-eyed dad and a blue-eyed mom.
Blue-eyed mom.
But you actually have hazel eyes.
I have hazel eyes.
So
I'm difficult.
I spent about an hour trying to figure out.
But it still works because I have 3 sisters that have brown eyes, so this actually applies to them. And so is blue eyes, that's actually a recessive trait, right?
It is a recessive trait. So normally people that have brown eyes will pass that on to their child, and they'll have brown eyes too.
Okay. And then we were having this discussion earlier this morning. What constitutes as hazel eyes?
Yeah.
So it turns out that eye color is actually a pretty complicated trait. It's not just one gene that tells you what eye color you have. So several different genes play a role, and that's why we have a whole gradient of eye colors.
And we have to clear this up, because Steph said this in the beginning, that I caused an eye injury here. So what happened, Claire?
No, you know, if you wear contacts, sometimes they just...
Yeah, I was just kidding. But she was scratching her head trying to figure out how did he end up with brown eyes.
It was fun, and if you come to Sciport this weekend, we can have just as much fun.
Definitely.
Thanks so much, Claire. This is fun. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about Mr. Mendel's work, you can do the Celebrate a Scientist series this weekend. We'll have all the details on our website later on today. Thanks so much. And